Okay, so the last two shows I've talked about here on Mr. Cow have been absolute trash. Now, it was fun, because I like talking about trash sometimes, especially funny trash like Slippin' Jimmy or Fairview, but I have to admit, I noticed a mistake in my Fairview video. I never really offered any alternatives to what you could watch instead of Fairview. I mean, it's a show knocking off South Park, so maybe go watch South Park, but initially I had planned to shout out an indie animated show that we're going to be talking about today in that video, but I forgot to, because I'm an idiot. But today I am here to fix that, because for the first time on Mr. Cow, we are talking about the world of indie animation. That's right, stuff made by people that they love because they make stuff because they love to make stuff. That's really what I wrote, Jesus Christ. I like indie animation a lot, and we're going to talk about some of the stuff that I have seen and loved in the past year. So buckle up, let's get into it, and if you work for a network, take some goddamn notes, because Jesus Christ, I saw a recent episode of Family Guy, and I still haven't recovered. It was awful. It was genuinely difficult to sit through. Meanwhile, everything we're talking about today, I adored, and I was able to sit through it pretty fucking easily, considering it was entertainment that entertained me, not entertainment that punished me for trying it out. So let's get into our first creator/show.
You gotta watch the box, just staring it on. You fool little weird, just staring it all. Focus on the box, just staring it all. Relax and watch your face come all. Rub it back and shoot some alcohol. Worry today, throw your brain away. You don't need a thing for your own sake. There is nothing wrong, there's no reason to be upset. We take care of you, we'll bring you safe, but it ain't to you there.
Colin Qualm is an animator I stumbled upon about a year ago. Now, I don't know a goddamn thing about Colin Qualm as a person. I'm guessing he's a pretty big fan of Jack Stauber, though, because his work really reminds me of Jack Stauber's work, which is high praise because I fucking love Jack Stauber, or Stober, or Stauber. I don't know. Anytime I say it, people say I say it wrong. So it doesn't matter. The guy who made Opal and all that stuff. He's great, and so is Colin Qualm. Unlike the other indie animation we're talking about today, this isn't really a pilot. This is a collection of works from a incredibly talented animator with a really unique perspective on things. Colin Qualm's work is trippy, creepy, unsettling, surreal, retro, clever, and surprisingly really thoughtful throughout. Every short has a dreamlike quality that just sucks you in. And he's not just tackling one aspect of animation. You have stop motion, you have traditional animation, you have live action works. This is a guy that's just making art, and he's doing it very well, if you ask me. A good starting point for his animations are either Projector Head if you want something a little more horror-esque, or these shorts about scarecrows if you want a more dream-like, unsettling situation where these two scarecrows are left out in a field by a farmer and they're just talking to each other while their speech is played like backwards with subtitles. It's very trippy and very weird, but I absolutely love it. If you like analog horror or dreamy, goosebump-inducing aesthetics, or just the work of Jack Stauber, then Colin Qualm is the guy for you. And somehow, he has under 3,000 subs right now, which is fucking ridiculous. Go subscribe and get in on the ground floor. Colin Qualm is an artist with something to say, and he chooses to say it in the weirdest, most surreal way possible. And thank God for that, because his work is really incredible.
We want to go up to the back of the bus, but we have nowhere to put our jackets. Would you be able to hold them for us?
No problem. Ladies?
Okay, thanks.
See what I mean?
Don't be jealous just 'cause I got two bitches.
Catching Up is a pilot created by LS Mark, and you might recognize that name because LS Mark is also an animation YouTuber just like me. Except he's more successful, he has more subscribers, he gets way more views than I do, he's richer than me, his avatar is more attractive than mine, and now he has an indie show, and I really liked it. Man, this guy's just running circles around me at this point. But I do want to be clear, I don't really have any bias here. I went into this show pretty blind because I've never seen an LS Mark video. I'm familiar with him, but I just don't tend to watch other animation YouTubers. I don't have anything against them or their content. I'm sure it's all great. Hell, I'm making content similar to it. I get recommended these guys' videos all the time. I'm sure it's awesome, but after making, you know, animated YouTube videos, sometimes the last thing I want to watch is something on animation because of how much time goes into it. So I'll watch stuff like pornography or Mostly pornography. But I remember hearing about catching up and being like, wow, that looks really neat. I should watch that. So I did. And it was, in fact, pretty fucking neat. Catching Up is a show about two teenage best friends, Rob and Clay, and the wacky stuff they get up to. It's a standard setup, sure, but it's really well executed. Both characters learn things and change in the first episode. There are some genuinely funny moments that utilize either the animation or just all around good comedic timing, and the art style is really cute and charming. The pilot focuses on Clay and Rob going to the club. I was trying to say it like how what's-his-name says it in that movie I didn't see. Here, but here's the clip.
So go back to the club.
They're going to the club, but not really because they're teenagers, so they go to a hastily thrown together club at the old community center for kids under 18, which I absolutely loved as a setting, and also was very confused by because when I first watched this pilot, I guess I missed that line in the opening, and I was like, they're going to a club? Why are they set as teenagers? But now it's cleared up, and I think it's great because I never went to no club when I was a kid, let me tell you right now, but I remember going to places like clubs for teenagers, like a roller rink or a bowling alley or a swingers party. That's a party where you go to a swing set and just sort of hang out. And there's two things I remember clearly from those days. One, not knowing how to talk to people, and two, worrying about money because kids are stupid and these places would always try to milk you dry. Figuratively. Very figuratively. It was honestly something I had kind of forgotten about in my old hole-ridden brain, but L.S. Mark managed to capture that feeling and aesthetic really well in Catching Up. He clearly has a knack for this time period, I guess, for this, age range, if you're telling stories about it. Not necessarily catered to that age range, but telling stories within it. I can't tell you how many shows I've seen where the creators are just completely disconnected from how kids act or how kids interact with each other. And I feel like L.S. Mark really has a finger on the pulse of that. I think he did a great job here. I will say there is one thing I disliked about this pilot, and it's going to sound incredibly stupid, and it probably doesn't bother anyone else, but I really don't like this. Not like the whole thing. This one specific part, his hat. I don't like his hat. I don't know what it is about it. It's really off-putting to me. I could not tell you why. It's like weirdly round or something. It looks like a thimble. That's probably the point, because he's a little mouse, but fuck me, it grosses me out. Is there something wrong with me? There might be something wrong with me. But anyways, the hat aside, this one's got a ton of potential. Go watch the first episode and catch up on it. Get it? Because the show's called Catching Up? Okay. Anyways, go watch it, and the second episode's coming in some point, I think a few months. So yeah, stay tuned for that. It's a good time. Check it out.
You, my friend, stumbled into an incredible world of wonders where anything can happen! Except for swearing.
The Amazing Digital Circus from Gooseworx and Glitch. You've probably heard of Amazing Digital Circus, but have you seen it? It's pretty fucking great. It's a dark comedy about a bunch of people getting trapped inside what I presume to be a computer program, but it's all a mystery. Pomni, the newest member of the Digital Circus and our main character, is thrust into this bizarre 3D world and forced to go on adventures by Kane, the ringleader. This show has great wacky characters and character design, stellar animation, and a mystery that is genuinely interesting. I won't lie though, the sense of humor of the Amazing Digital Circus has never really been my thing. I think it's a pretty funny show consistently. However, my one note, the only note I have for the Amazing Digital Circus, is that sometimes I feel like characters react to things in kind of dumb ways in exchange for silly, funny, haha jokes. They'll be like, wow, this is weird. What's going on? Not like that. It sounds way better than that, but stuff like that where they're like, okay, that happened. That was weird. You don't need it. You don't need it. I get if you like it, keep it in if you like it. Gooseworx and Glitch, whatever. Clearly the show's successful. It'll probably do fine still with that in. I still think it's a funny show, but that is the one thing, the one note I have on the Amazing Digital Circus. Other than that, it's incredible. It has 5 episodes out right now, and with each passing episode, you will find yourself getting more and more attached to these characters. They're really likable. They give them a lot to do in each episode too, and they're all really well defined. It's just so satisfying to see a show build out characters that look this visually different and really weird sometimes too, but making them feel human enough to where you can connect with them still, and also still being so well defined, especially in the most recent episode. No spoilers for the most recent episode, but there's some conflicts that come up, and they're all based based on the characters' wants, needs, and personalities. It's perfect! I mean, could you imagine a TV show doing that? It's almost like that's how you entertain people and make things compelling. I've watched too much crap recently, and after watching Digital Circus, I realized just how extra crappy stuff like Fairview and Slip and Jimmy really is, because Jesus, this show gets you invested. I cannot wait for the next episode, especially when you consider there's this mystery unfolding and this dark edge that the show has to it. There's like a survival horror-esque episode too. It's so unique. It's unlike anything else out there right now, and there's a reason it's as successful as it is. So I'm not gonna say any more. Go check this one out. It's great.
What should we name him?
Maybe something like, Maggot?
Maggot.
'Cause he looks like one, doesn't he?
I see it.
Ramshackle from Zeddyzi is a pilot about 3 street rats in a world where the ultra-rich are segregated from the ultra-poor, or scraps as they're called. Sound familiar? Capitalism. Politics. Theming. Our 3 protagonists, Stone, Skip, and Vinny, find a baby in a trash can and decide to add him to their ranks. And this one is just pure, cute fun. It looks great, it sounds great, it's funny, it's got a unique and beautiful world with great animation and character designs. I literally have 0 complaints when it comes to Ramshackle. I just want more of it. I would love to see more of it, and hopefully some more of it is coming at some point in the future. I didn't dig too deep into this one. This was a really late addition to this video because I had finished everything, I had written everything, and then I was recommended Ramshackle, and I was like, that looks pretty. Let me watch it real quick. It's only like 15 minutes, and I adored it. It has great music. It has an awesome fight scene. I'm not going to spoil too much about it here because, again, going into it blind is such a neat experience. There are so many surprises that I think help the jokes land even better, so go watch this one. You won't regret it, and I guarantee by the end, you'll be wanting more.
この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。
Punch Punch Forever by Speedoru is one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my entire time covering animation on YouTube. This is a show about a little girl named Go-Go who enters a martial arts tournament that pits humans against demons, and it is insanely good. The show is packaged as a sort of lost Japanese Saturday morning cartoon complete with ad breaks, which, yes, that means it's in Japanese, so if you don't like reading, then get the fuck over it, because you will be missing out on one of the funniest things you've ever seen, because the comedy isn't so much dependent on the writing as it is dependent on the animation. This show has some of the funniest single frames of anything I've ever seen in my entire life. It's using animation as a catalyst for everything else. There may not be a better show that I've seen that utilizes animation so well for comedy. It is just perfect. I cannot gush about it enough. I have seen the first 3 episodes, the 3 episodes that are out right now, 5 times each, and I keep laughing every time I go back to it because some of these poses, some of these faces are just so dumb and so silly. I can't help but laugh. It's incredible.
お知らせします。
わあ、校庭ってこんなに大きいんだ。
大きい画面だからよ、ゴーゴー。
Every episode is filled to the brim with amazing gags, whether they're smart, dumb, silly, zany, unexpected, whatever it is, it's funny and it happens incredibly quickly. It's just a barrage of the funniest, most well-utilized animated sequences that I have ever seen. I am blown away by how good Punch Punch Forever is. Single still frames from this show are funnier than whole seasons of modern-day Family Guy or The Simpsons or Bob's Burgers. It uses animation better than any of those shows or even all of those shows combined. There is nothing quite like Punch Punch Forever out there right now, and I highly recommend you go and check it out. And if you have a friend that doesn't like animated shows, they're like, I'm not really into animation or whatever, show them Punch Punch Forever. Because when I watched this, it made me fall in love with animation all over again. And I think you can do the same for them. And you know what? If they like it, show them the other indie shows on here too, because they're all fucking great also. You know, I often hear the phrase, "There's nothing good coming out now," in both the comment sections of my videos and just in everyday life with my friends and family. Hell, I even remember saying stuff like that a few years ago. But the fact is, it's blatantly false. Good stuff is always coming out, whether you look at the amazing art we talked about today, or at other mainstream shows like Common Side Effects, Smiling Friends, Cyberpunk Edge Runners, Scavenger's Reign, Blue Eye Samurai, Fired on Mars, or Arcane. Good stuff is out there, you just have to find it. And hopefully this video makes it a little bit easier for people to give amazing indie animation like this a try. Everything I talked about today is completely free to watch on YouTube right now, and it is linked below. And this is only the tip of the iceberg when it comes to indie animation, all right? Let me tell you right now, I have so many other shorts and pilots I want to talk about in a future video, and I'm going to at some point. But in the meantime, leave your recommendations for great indie animation in the comment section below. And if you ever hear some cynical moron say, there's nothing good coming out anymore, show them one of these shows. And if they still feel that way, then tell them to watch Fairview and insist it's actually really great so that they can see the difference between greatness and garbage. Oh, and also check out Dominoid by Ding Dong VG. I was playing that game instead of working on videos for a while. It's awesome. It's another one that's free. It'll be linked below. It's fucking sick. That's it though. Thanks for watching the video. I'm gonna go take a shower now because I smell like rotting fruit and it's 1,000 degrees in this room. Goodbye, everybody.